1,000-mile review on this is my 2021 Pro XP 1000 Turbo. And first off, if you haven't subscribed to any of my videos or your first time watching one of my videos, check out my other videos. I have other reviews on this when I first got it. Basically try to do reviews on all my new toys. And hit the subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner to see all my new videos, riding videos, other reviews that are coming up on this, and then whatever I end up with next. So let's get back to the video here on what we're doing. So 21 Pro XP actually has 1,100 miles on it. If you've watched my other videos, you've seen I had some belt issues with the belt slipping right away. Whether I wasn't breaking the belt in properly, I have no idea. I think there's oil on the clutches because I fixed the problem when I pulled the clutches off, brake cleaned them and scotch brighted them. That was with, I think it had 30, 35, 38 miles on it. That seemed to fix the problem. I put a new belt on after that and never had an issue. So basically this belt has 1,100 miles on it. Because I think I'm 11 and change. So this belt it's been good. It hasn't slipped, had no issues at all with this belt. I'm actually going to be pulling this in the shop just to pull the cover off, clean all the clutches out, blow the dust out and everything, and I got to do the air filter on it from the last trip. So after 1,000 miles, I'll talk about tires. Main thing, these carnivores, they do wear pretty good, but I do a lot of road riding because where I live, we don't really have any trails, so we got to get to the trails that we do kind of have around. We got to ride the roads a bit. Some dirt roads, but it's more or less a lot of paved and tar and chip. And as long as you're easy on the gas, you're not smashing the back tires spinning. They've been holding up pretty good. I did rotate them. I put the back tires on the front. It just helped out. Obviously, they were wearing more in the back, and I was a little hard on the throttle at first. I mean, had to try out this thing. So, tires, I like these tires. I'll probably go with these again when they wear. Because if I get 2,500 to 3,000 miles out of these tires, that's pretty good. Especially for the cost. And I like how these things, I've had them in the rocks, the mud, the sand, the snow, everything, and they just hook up all the time. So I give these tires that come factories, the 30-inch. I might go 32s for my next set, and then just buy a little clutch kit for that adjustment. Other than that, I'm gonna run these tires. So I'll give these tires a good rating after 1,000 miles. Comfort of the machine, now that I've got to ride it in all different situations. I've gone for long trail rides in Michigan where you're sitting in it for hours or all day. We went for a really long ride one day. I mean, you can't go wrong with these factory seats. I guess you go with better high-end seats, you could be better, but these factory seats, I can't complain about them. Super comfortable. It's got lots of adjustment in your steering wheel and your gauges too, up and down. This model just goes up and down. If you get the next one up, your steering goes in and out, telescopic. But the seat goes way forward. You can also adjust these seats with one bolt to make it go up or down. Depends how far down you want to sit in the machine, which I think is pretty. I sit down lower because I am 6 feet tall. But if you're a shorter rider, you can easily adjust this thing to anywhere you want to sit in it. I've also, I'll do comfort-wise compared to the older XPs. I mean, it's like getting in, I don't even know how to really compare it. You can't, I'm at the point now 100% because I've been in both machines and rode both machines. You can't compare this to the old XP chassis. There's no comparison. Handling-wise and ride-wise, you could put this up against the Turbo S, I think that's a 72-inch, where this is still 64. And I think it handles and rides just as good as the Turbo S. That's just my opinion. I'm sure people have others' opinions on that. But for sitting in it, like your cab-wise and how better engineered this thing is in the XP, and more modern feeling this thing is. You can't, if I sit in the base, put it this way, I put in an XP, if I sit in one of those, I feel like I'm back I'm in a 20-year-old machine. Where you get in this thing, it feels new. Super comfortable machine. What I wish I would have done is gone with the premium model. The electric shocks, what I mean, here in Canada, in the States, it might be different, your pricing. Here in Canada, for me to upgrade to the Ultimate, which would be would have everything on it, I was almost at $13,000 more. And at 30 grand, what I got this for, I feel like that was a lot of money to spend on a side-by-side. Compared to my last machine, my YXZ, I only paid $17,500 for that. So it was a pretty big jump, and I didn't feel like spending over 40 grand on a side-by-side that I'm gonna beat on pretty hard. I do wish I would have spent the extra 3 grand though and got the premium model, which basically comes with your navigation and your rocker. The navigation is pretty huge. I wish I would have gotten that now. I did, however, because they weren't really giving discounts on machines, as most people know if you're looking at new machines right now. But what they did give was a really good discount on the harnesses. So I added those. That doesn't come factory in the Sport. You just get your regular, but the harnesses I think are a must. These are the retractable ones, which are really nice. So comfort, excellent. Suspension, like I said, this is not the electric suspension model. But so far, I tried it out. I was in St. Helens, Michigan, and if you've been there before, you understand the moguls when you get close to the sand bowl and everything, because there's so many people. There's the one stretch along the railroad tracks. You can either go on the smooth area, it's like basically a road, or you go next to it in the sand, and there's moguls, I would say 2 to 3 feet high. And I was running this 80+ mile an hour across that whole stretch without an issue. It just soaked it up, and I couldn't believe how smooth it rode. The little chatter bumps you'll find in the sandy trails, same thing. You're always going to feel them. I don't care what machine you're in, but it doesn't jar you in the machine. You just feel a little bit of a shake, and it's super comfortable for that way. I was amazed with how that worked. Same with, I come up on a few spots in the trails where you're flying, say you're doing 60, 70 mile an hour, and you really hit like a hard bump or a big mogul, and this thing soaks it right up. So I'm sure if you have the ultimate electric suspension, it would be just amazing, because I find this is really good. I did mess with the clickers a little bit up and down. I found basically your medium adjustment, I guess you would call it, is where I have it, and that's where I like it. That's just basically with me and then the girlfriend in it, which doesn't weigh much. So if you have another, like say a 200-pound friend with you, you probably want to stiffen up the shocks a little bit. And like cornering and that, and the suspension, like what I found with when I rode the older XPs is they dove a lot. Like when you crank the corner, the front end would really dive really hard. This machine doesn't do that at all. It's kind of like it handles like the YXZ I like because it didn't dive, it just stuck to the trail. That's how this thing is. It really hugs the trail. I was really impressed with how good this thing worked on the trail, how good it handled. Like I'm pretty much used to it now, but at first it took me a while to really hammer on it because I don't know what it was going to do. And amazing handling. So like I said, if you're considering one of these machines, I really like it. I'm not like saying go X3 or go, like, I'll go whatever. I was gonna buy the X3. I ended up going with this just because of the riding I do with it. If I was more in the desert, I think in really wide open trails all the time, like the real sandy trails in Michigan, I might have considered the X3 a little more. But I like this. It's a little shorter wheelbase, a little more ground clearance, turns tighter, and you don't sit so low in it. I don't like the X3 because you sit so low in it and you don't see as much. Where this, you set up nice, and like I said, you can adjust your seat to really set up high in this thing if you want. I like it right on the factory setting, and whatever. Like I said, I'm 6 feet tall. So yeah, guys, 1,000 miles, no issues. It does do a lot of banging and clunking, which I think all the machines do that. My YXZ was really bad for that. So hopefully there is one noise when I'm hitting the moguls. I'm hoping it's just a normal noise. It's been doing it since I got it, so I'm thinking it is. And yeah, guys, so other than that, it is a belt drive machine, so I am going to do a little maintenance by pulling the cover off. It's a pain in the ass. Eventually they got to come out with get rid of this belt drive. Now, when they do, this will be a pretty wild machine. And I know you can tune these, I think, to get them up to 200 horse and no speed limiter. I put a mild clutch kit in it just to adapt for that. And I could just imagine how crazy that would be, which I might do. But I think once I hit around the 2,000 mile, 2,500, I'm going to sell this, and then I'm just going to order a new one. But I'm going to get the premium because I want the navigation, and it'd be nice to have the stock factory rocker stereo in it too. So let me switch the camera out here, and we'll go over this thing, what it looks like. Okay, so one thing I do is I like to keep my machines clean. If you guys are wondering what soap I use, it is super clean. You can dilute it a bit or not. I don't, because it just seems to clean it better. If you're not careful with it, it will stain aluminum. It is a pretty strong soap. That's what I use, and it keeps everything clean. And then you just spray everything down with WD-40 after you wash it. I just saw it there when you go to sell it, right? Everything looks nice and shiny, and I'm high on my maintenance. I document all my oil changes, everything. Because obviously people watch my YouTube videos on machines I've had, and I mean, I am hard on them, but I'm also high on maintenance. You can get a machine that has half the miles, but it's not maintained and it's a piece of crap. Where you get a machine that's, you know, it's been maintained, it's night and day difference on them. So yeah, it looks basic. I put these scratches in it right from brand new. It's a little too close to the garage door, and that's what did that. So you can see, guys, so this is 1,100 miles in these tires. These were on the back, so the back have a little more tread because I just switched them around. I added this little light bar here, so they're separate switches from this one. So if I'm riding around the county around here, I use this bottom one, and I'll use both when I'm on trail up north. I made that roof myself. Turned out nice, just out of a piece of aluminum. And I put the little edge in the front here. So when it rains, because this model, you can see if it rained, it would just pour down on your dash. So I put that little trough on there so you don't get soaked. And like I said, I have these. These are excellent belts. The passenger one's having a little issue. You got to push the button to lock it, but it does lock. I put the little bags in the doors. The rocker switches in these things, super nice. Everything's, you can buy all the little pigtail connectors to wire everything in. That's another thing. You can, it's so easy to wire stuff into this thing and put all your switches and all your accessories on it. That mirror I got on Amazon, it actually bolts right to the factory mirror mount on that roll cage. So that's pretty cool. It was like 30 bucks. Like I said, here's the back tires. So this is 1,100 miles with quite a bit of road running on it. And the cargo bin, actually I like about that too. This thing has a ton of room for cargo. I just carry a little plastic case, or it depends what I want to use that day, or we picked up wood one day. This thing fit quite a bit. You can see, you know, everything's pretty clean. I keep my stuff nice. And yeah, and I put the back windshield, which another thing after 1,000 miles, I found out real quick, you want that back windshield. They're not that expensive. Put that in, it just keeps the snow dust and any other dust from just circulating the cab. I don't know if the way this thing's designed, the YXZ was bad for that too. So you're gonna wanna probably order one of those. Like I ordered the front windshield, light bars, all that stuff I ordered before I got the machine because I waited 5.5 months for it. I'll be going on a year. I don't know if I've had this, not a year yet, but it's coming up. And also, guys, if you have ever seen these yet, I designed this product, sidebysidevents.com if you want to order some. They're universal, so you can put them anywhere. They fit nice on this in the door. They open and close real easy. Easy to mount. They're billet aluminum. They're made in Canada. Nothing's China on them. Everything's made and bought in Canada. So yeah, check those out. And yeah, that's about it for my 1,000 mile review. Next one will be the 2,000 mile. Hopefully I can do the same with no broken parts. Nothing self-inflicted anyways. Like if the machine breaks, it breaks. So I'll definitely talk about that. If I do have a major breakdown before the 2,000 mile, I'll make a video of it and let everyone know exactly what happened, what's going on, if they're going to warranty it and whatnot. So yeah, guys, that's it. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't, bottom right-hand corner. And I'm going to try and hit Hollyoaks, Michigan here soon and a bunch of other places. I got a broken rib right now, so once that heals, another couple weeks, I'll be doing some more riding videos. Thanks for watching.